This store behind me that you see is mine. And in this video, I'm gonna explain how that is. Make sure you watch all the way to the end.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Go and Grow. I am Dr. Miracle Jackson. Today's episode, we are closing out the series. So in part 1, I talked about why I quit my job. Part 2, I talked about money that I started making after the 9-to-5 grind. Part 3, I talked about just steps to shift your mindset. And so part 4 is all about manifesting your dream life. In this video, I'll be giving 8 proven steps that you could be able to take to build your dream life. You need more than just the vision, and you need more than just the plan. You need to be able to believe that you can do it. That's where half of the work is. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the episode. So welcome to the final part of the series. Part 3 was all about shifting your mindset from poor and middle class to a rich and abundant one. Now in part 4, I'm showing you how I'm designing a life that's not just about escaping the 9-to-5 grind. It's about building something better. Section 1, escaping wasn't the goal. All right, so a lot of people think quitting your job is just going to instantly make you happy. Spoiler alert, it won't. So quitting your job won't instantly make you happy unless if you understand what you're building towards. So I had to ask myself 3 questions. 1, what do I want my days to look like? 2, who do I want to become? And 3, what would success look like without a boss or a title? So you need to understand that the goal isn't just money. The goal is freedom with direction. Otherwise, you'll find yourself creating a different kind of prison. Section 2, building your life like a business. So once I was out, I realized if I could build a business, I could build a life. So here's how I started treating my life like a high impact project. First off, vision is better than vibes. So I wrote a clear vision for my ideal life. Work, health, relationships, time, not vague dreams, but clarity. You need clarity. And then 2, you need a schedule with a purpose. So no more reacting all day, no more just scrolling the day away, just wasting your time. So I block my creative time, rest time, and revenue time, like a CEO does with meetings. And then 3 is you need to audit everything. So every few weeks, I ask myself, what's working, what's draining me, and what's moving me closer to the life that I want. So this gives structure without feeling like a job. Y'all, if you don't have any structure in your days, you're gonna find yourself falling into old habits or just just wasting your time, just being unproductive, doing things that aren't adding to your mental wealth nor your financial wealth. Which leads me to section 3, the freedom formula. So here's the 3-part formula that I started using to stay aligned. So the 3 P's are gonna be purpose, profit, and peace. All right, so let's start with purpose, right? So you need to ask yourself these questions. The first one is, what matters to me, right? You need to ask yourself, what matters to you? Like, what is most important to you? Not people in your life, it's all about you. It's your life, and you need to own it because it's yours. So I ask myself, what matters to me, and what impact do I want to make? Or what problem or problems do I want to solve? And then if the money's good, but the work feels empty, then I pivot, okay? It's very important to keep track. That's why you need to audit your time. You need to audit everything happening post 9-to-5 quitting your job. All right. And then 2 is profit. So I ask myself, how can I monetize doing what I love without feeling burnt out or without burning myself out? So some ideas that I've been doing is online income, digital products, coaching, services, affiliate products, e-commerce, things that are all scalable and not just time for money. All right, 3, you need some peace. All right, so it's all about purpose, profit, and peace. So I always ask myself every single day, am I living or am I just grinding? So I left the 9-to-5 to feel alive, not to become a 24/7 hustle machine. And so that's my freedom filter. So you need to understand that quitting your job isn't the end, okay? You still need to build your life. The main thing is you need to understand it's just the beginning. Quitting is just the beginning. That's just the first part of the process. So the real win isn't just working for yourself. It's creating a life that you do not need to escape from. So if this series helped you, drop a comment, share your story, let me know. And most importantly, start designing your next chapter with intention. This is your life now. So you need to own it. Yeah, I'm real up close and personal in this video because, and I'm gonna tell you why I decided to make the video in this location right here. All right, but you have to stay tuned all the way to the end. All right, so here are 8 steps that you can start taking to manifest your dream life. So the first step is that you need awareness and self-discovery. And then you need to make a mission and vision statement. Those are two separate things. And then you need to set big goals. Like, you need to believe that your potential is limitless. And then you need to create a vision board and a life statement. I began this year by creating a vision board. Go ahead and check out that video right here where I talked about steps that I'm taking to just manifest the things that I want to see in my life. But if I can't see it, how can I see it in my life? So that's why you need a vision board. And then your life statement will keep you balanced, so that way your mission and vision statement and your life statement can all complement each other. And then you need to make a clear strategy. You need to find the clarity among the chaos that might happen after you quit your job. You need to have a daily and weekly action plan. It's more than just like wanting these things that you want in your life. It's more than being able to see it. You also need to take some action. Okay, if you're just consuming information, you're just consuming knowledge, but you're not taking any action, you're gonna find yourself struggling to find that balance. And then you need to focus on feeling good daily. All right, so most people think that the power is in the future. The power is in the present. Live in the moment, embrace the present, and understand that when you reflect and celebrate, right? Step 8, when you reflect and celebrate and you appreciate the things that are happening in your life, you become centered in having a mindset of gratitude. And that's how you can really begin to manifest the things that you want to see in your life. I said in my last video, a negative mind will never produce a positive life. How can you want more for your life if you're not willing to like change your mindset to like you deserve more? Like, we all do. So use your imagination to attract the things that you want to see in your life, but not just your imagination, right? You need to add on action, right? And part of that is writing down what your goals are. Part of that is writing down and acknowledging, okay, well, where do I want to go in my life? Write it down, because that is the next step of the process, right? After becoming aware of where you want to go, you need to write it down. You need to have something to work with, because when our brains can see things on paper, it's so much easier to accomplish our goals. It's something I've always done since I was a high achiever in school, like from K through 12. Every time I made straight A's, different things like that, all these major accomplishments, plaques, goals, medals, diplomas, degrees, all of that, I wrote down what my goals were. And I asked God to fulfill those goals. And then I trusted God to do it, and I took action as well. Those are just some steps that you can start taking to manifest your dream life. I've started doing those things in my life. I found it super helpful, so I just had to pass on that knowledge. All right, so you see the store behind me, right? It's a vacant store. And I always told myself, like, oh, I want to have an in-person store where people can be able to come in. I wanted, like, when I was in high school, I had a vision that I had like an art version of Walmart, like everything that you needed creative-wise in my store. And at that time, I had created my business, Walking in Miracles Art Company. Now, I created this business. The origin story of that name was I used to customize shoes, and I still do. I'm really great at it. And I used to do that because, like, I often thought, what if I could do that, right? But during that process, I became so focused on my career that throughout that entire journey, I ended up just sticking with the 9-to-5 career where I wanted to go in my life, because they always said, oh yeah, well, just go and work for somebody else and it's so much easier. No, I'm past that, okay? I am, like, people are about to start working for me, all right? And I'm speaking that into existence. And that's another thing with manifesting your dream life, is not only do you need to write it down, you also need to speak it into existence. And you need to imagine, like, you need to be able to see yourself there. Like, if you can be able to see it, you can, like, accomplish anything, y'all. And so this store behind me, you know what I said? I was riding by, I had just finished getting me some matcha, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see what the process is to own that store. Crazy, right? Yeah, because why not? Who says I can't? So one of the things that I've been doing in my life is just writing down my goals, speaking my goals into existence, and also acknowledging like that I can do it, y'all. And you can too. Like, most of the word is believing that you have the ability to be able to do so. All right, so this store that you see behind me, it's mine. Yeah, it's mine. It's my store. Isn't that crazy? This logo that you're seeing, Walking in Miracles Art Company, that's gonna be on the store behind me. Because when I was riding by, you know what I said? I said, Walking in Miracles, right there. And so I'm speaking into existence, which is why I say most of the work is just believing like that you can be able to do it. And so now, right, because I'm at a point in my life now where like money is attracted to me. Great opportunities are attracted to me. I am an abundance magnet. Every single area of my life has been abundant, but only because I allowed God to just take control instead of just trying to do everything on my own. Look, all God asks for is to ask. Ask and you shall receive. So I said, Lord, I want to own a store. I want to have the biggest, most collective, creative store in the entire Atlanta metropolitan area. And then eventually I want to expand across the states and then across the globe. But for right now, I am building. And the power of building is understanding that that God is going to, like, I'm in alignment, y'all. I wake up with so much more peace now. My life has been centered on purpose. Like, I'm like, Lord, I just want to be in my purpose. I just want to be in alignment with the plan that you have for my life. And I surrender and I allow you to be able to do those things for me. And I trust you to do it. And I thank you in advance that it's already done. And I write it down so that way you know, Lord, hey, this is what I'm asking for. And I'm asking and I'm trusting that you're going to be able to come through for me. So when I talk about manifesting, most of the work in life is all about just acknowledging that God has all the power. And God gives you some of the power, but only if you trust God to do so. And the craziest thing is, I never would have imagined that my YouTube content would have been so centered on faith because of how much I've been hurt by my faith. Like, if that makes sense, like, if you guys knew my story, and I'm gonna tell you my story, but there are parts of my story in my life where I want to share and I'm going to share. So a lot of the content that you see, you have to understand like God is just so good. Like, God is really so good. And I'm just one of those people where I've just been just thanking God that it's already done. Thanking God for like even just giving me the mind to want to grow. Like, what? You know what I mean? People in life just don't even care about growing, that don't even care about wanting more for their lives. They're just existing and they're like passively allowing like everything that's happening in their lives to just like alter the way that they think and the way that they approach their lives. I am chosen. And I've always kind of understood that. But the more that I share on this platform and the more that I realize that God is just using me and I'm open to God using me. There are some times where I just don't want to share certain things, but I just find myself just speaking, right? And that's the thing. We see in Indian culture, they have these things called the 7 chakras. And so I find myself, you know, as God is turning my pain into power, I'm reminding myself that I asked for that. I wrote that down. One of the things that I manifested, I said, God, I want you to take control of my life. I want you to use me and understand that, like, I want to be your vessel, God. Like, that's all that I want to do in my life. And God started doing it in real time, in real life. But when I was in that 9-to-5 job that I had, I couldn't see all that God was doing, all that God was trying to show me because I was so focused on what I wanted to do. And then as soon as I let that go, I realized the power that I got in return from submitting to God and saying, Lord, I just want you to use me. And whatever comes with that, I'll take it. And so this moment right here, this story that you see behind me, it's mine because I claimed it. And obviously, right, the store isn't mine yet, but I can see it. I can see myself owning a building. Like, last year, I became an investor and now companies keep me updated on how much that they're earning, all their business plans. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, keeping me updated. People, random people coming to me like a magnet. Like, oh, what are you, like, I want to be a part of that. God using me, but only because I'm open to it now. And see, that's the thing. When you get to a point in your life where you allow God to just take complete control of everything in your life, when you get to that point, you'll find blessings and abundance and gratitude. It's like contagious. Even here, as I'm standing in this parking lot right now, even here, I'm trying to tell y'all, I was parked in this parking lot for a little minute and there were no cars driving by. There was nobody really around. And now all of a sudden, all around, because there's this thing about energy. When you understand, like when you start moving different, when you start thinking different, what, y'all? So I'm in a place where I'm sharing these things with you guys because I want to help you grow as I'm growing as well. I didn't create this YouTube channel to pretend. I'm so real about the things that I go through in my life. I'm so real about the experiences that I'm facing. I'm so real about the things that I'm doing, the strategies that I'm using, the knowledge that I'm applying in my life. What's the point of having knowledge if you're not going to share it, if you're not going to apply it? Put it in action, y'all. Put it in action, and you can do that. You have the ability to do so. All of the blessings that God gives us, we have the ability to put it into action.
What you see behind me is a vision. I had a vision when I was riding by this place, and I said, that's going to be my store, and I am going to have a multi-million-dollar business. Multi-million-dollar business.
So that's why I had to create this final part of the series. I am Dr. Miracle Jackson, and yes, I am a real doctor. I will see y'all in the next episode. And in the meantime, please make sure that you take care of yourself. Doctor's orders.